So what are some of the traps we fall into as songwriters? I think one of the big ones is this idea that there is divine inspiration for our songs. And that can be a really great starting place as a songwriter. You draw from experiences, from emotion, and the song just falls out of you. And it's wonderful when that happens. But what about when that stops? What about when the ideas stop flowing? What happens then? And those of us who have been writing for a while have experienced periods of writer's block where the ideas aren't flowing. So what do you do then? And that's something that I think is a really important part of refining your craft as a songwriter, is learning what to do in those moments. How do we move past those moments? And I think an important thing to do is learning to write from all different angles. So understanding the different springboards that you can draw from for your inspiration. So how do you write starting with a melody? How do you write starting with a harmony? How do you write just starting with a rhythm alone? How do you write starting with lyrics alone? How do you write just starting with a beat loop? How do you start just using an image as an inspiration? How do you start just using a concept, a story? So using springboards and then using that as an exercise in your creativity. And I think if we only write from one place, because we all have our favorite places that we start from, and we get into habits that we draw from, right? But if we only draw from those places, then we're only exercising that part of our creativity and that part of our songwriting. And so in our classes at the Rowan Community Music School, we will be exploring all the avenues for composing and songwriting, so that while one method may serve you well now, it may not serve you well in a year from now, or 6 months from now, or 5 years from now. And so you want to have all the tools. You want to have a really good toolkit that you can draw from when those wonderful moments of divine inspiration kind of aren't happening as quickly or as easily, so that you aren't left with those writer blocks where you can't come up with the songs. So that's just one little tidbit of things we'll be working on in our classes.